तड़का मार के रेडियो गरम मसाला।
Hello viewers, welcome to Radio Garam Masala. Today we are at the Consul General of India in Perth, and with me I have the High Commissioner of India in Australia, Mr. NAvdeep Suri, who did an introduction to Confluence, the Festival of India in Australia. Welcome to Radio Garam Masala.
Pleasure to be with you.
Thank you very much. Just a few questions. One of the questions is, can you tell us a little bit about Confluence? You went through it in your speech, which I absolutely loved, but just a brief explanation for our viewers.
Well, to start with the name itself, Confluence in Hindi means Sangam. And Sangam, for us, as you know, in India, is not just a meeting of rivers, not just a meeting of waters, it is the meeting point of the Ganga and the Yamuna. And we hope that message of two cultures meeting, two people meeting, two artists meeting, ideas meeting, that confluence will be the spirit and the theme of the festival. In terms of the programming, we are really trying to showcase some of the finest of Indian classical and contemporary. We've got a fairly broad menu for our friends in Australia. At one level, we've got classical dance, we've got music, both Sufi and classical, and Raghu Dikshit with contemporary. We've got theatre, not just ordinary theatre, but Dadi Padamji with his phenomenal puppet theatre, and Piya Behrupia, which is really the 12th night in Hindi. And we've got visual arts. So we've got an exhibition of Khadi products, we've got an exhibition on cricket, we've got this wonderful installation from Perth itself called the Mahatma and Me. So it's a very broad menu that we have.
And it sounds so exciting. I'm already looking forward to it. This is just a stepping stone for relations between India and Australia, for the culture to be known more within Australia.
I think it's not just a stepping stone, it's a platform, it's a ladder, it's a way to really get close to each other. But I think it's beyond that. In this very volatile, conflict-ridden time in which we live, a lot of the anger or angst against others comes because of a lack of understanding. There's a fear of the unknown. And that's where cultural exchanges can play such an important role, by explaining your culture to other cultures, by bringing them together. And so I think that festivals have a really important role to play, and culture has a really important role to play as a bridge between different communities. And that's one of the ambitions of the festival.
And I think it will be a success, because Swan Festival of Lights is well known around Perth, and hopefully this festival will be on par with that even more.
We certainly hope so.
But in a sense, it's been an interesting day. We spent from 9 to 5 discussing serious issues like defense and strategic cooperation and maritime exchanges and all those things at the Maritime Museum. And then 6 o'clock we come here to celebrate culture. And that perhaps is a bit of a metaphor for the life of a diplomat, that you do other stuff, serious stuff, 9 to 5.
Have you got any local artists performing?
You know, in some places we do, but the The feedback that we had from our friends was that while they're quite used to seeing local artists at different events, whether it's the Paramasala in Sydney or the Diwali festival in Melbourne or the Swan festival here, they don't get such an opportunity to see some of the top artists from India. And so the focus has been much more on the artists from India, and wherever possible, getting them to collaborate with local artists. So in Melbourne, for example, there is Adrian McNeil. He's a professor of music at Monash, but he's a great sarod player. So he's going to do a concert with Anish Pradhan on the tabla. So wherever possible, we are doing that. But otherwise, I think a lot of emphasis on the groups coming from India.
Definitely looking forward to that, and all the talent that we have in India should be amazing. Message you would like to give to our listeners about Confluence and to encourage them to come and see it?
Absolutely. Look, this is a unique opportunity that you're getting some of the finest talent from India. Groups that you have only read about or heard about are going to be in your city. Please come with your friends, with your family, and spread the word. It'll be even more wonderful if each one of our members of the Indian community makes it a point to bring an Australian friend with him or her, so that they also get exposed, they get a chance to glimpse our wonderful and diverse culture.
Definitely agree there, and hopefully this will be the beginning of many more to come in Perth of Confluence.
Well, that's certainly our ambition. It's kind of being written into the architecture of the festival program that we are making, and we hope that if we get really enthusiastic support from the audiences, from the communities, if we continue to get the support of the local government and the city council and some of the private companies, then there is no reason why it should not come September and come Confluence.
I can't wait, and also we definitely will encourage all the Radio Garam Masala listeners to come to Confluence. Thank you very much for taking time out to speak to us.
A very Garam Masala evening to all your friends.
Okay, thank you very much. Good to meet you. Thank you.
Radio Garam Masala, spiciest radio in town.